Checking out the Windhorse F2. Now this is a full 26-inch e-bike. It has a max speed of 20 miles an hour, and typical range that you'll get depending on terrain would be between 35 and 50 miles. We also have the Windhorse scooter, which is an absolute kick in the pants, and you know the battery on this Windhorse F2 is UL certified, so that gave me the extra confidence I needed to go ahead and select this Windhorse F2. This model also includes a front suspension fork. Now you can lock that out if you'd rather have a rigid setup, but it also offers adjustment to the dampening of the fork. So I think that's a really great addition to a 26-inch e-bike like this. Although it's mostly designed for city riding, that front fork means that if you want to take it on a dirt or gravel trail, it's really no problem. Now the overall weight on this one is about 60 pounds, including the battery, but the total payload it can handle is about 330 pounds. So with that rear rack, you can throw on all your cargo and you'll be good to go. Now manufacturers typically call out a range of heights that would be appropriate for the rider of this particular model. And this one is listed from 5'1" all the way up to 6'6". But realistically, this is a medium-sized frame, so keep that in mind when you're ordering. But I really like the finish details on this frame. It's very well made, and it has a nice gusset where the seat post support meets the main frame rail, so it is a good sturdy frame. You'll get disc brakes with 160 millimeter rotors, both front and rear, so it gives you some nice confident stopping as well. The styling on this bike is one of the nicest I've seen, from the clean step-through frame design to the color-coordinated seat and matching grips. There's even a hand stitching detail and a little flat spot to rest the heel of your hand on, so it gives you good comfort for those longer rides. Plus you get a 7-speed Shimano shifter, so you can always find the right gear. And of course that's an indexing system, so it quickly lands on the right gear with no hunting. And the throttle on this one is thumb throttle on the right. Long press the power button to turn on the full color display, and that's got a really nice modern look to it. You'll find 3 levels of power assist. We typically ride on 1, and that's plenty of power for us. Now I really like that there's a separate button to turn on the headlight and tail light, so that's easy to find at a glance. Plus there's a nice loud digital horn. One thing I noticed right away is the brake levers are a little bit longer than most, and that on its own gives you really good leverage for confident stopping. But they added another detail, and that's actually a rubber insert on the front of the brake lever for a really nice ergonomic feel. The tail light is also an active brake light, so that flashes anytime you activate the brake lever. And another really nice detail they've added here is a small hand grip under the back of that seat. So that's perfect for loading this onto a bike rack or just putting it into a pickup. Now the 26 by 1.95 inch tires are Chow Yang brand, and you say, well, why do I care what brand my tires are? Well, from personal experience, I've seen other brands that offer very low quality tires. They can give you lumps or bumps in the tire and affect the ride quality. So I was really glad to see that they upgraded to the Chow Yang brand. Here's a question people always have. Hey, do you have to ride with that key in place? No, the key is just to remove the battery, turn that backwards, and you can easily pop out that 468 watt-hour battery. And honestly, a top-loading battery makes so much more sense for ease of access. Why don't more manufacturers do it this way? The only negative I could come up with, and it's very small, is that the kickstand holds the bike almost upright. So if you're on uneven terrain, sometimes it doesn't want to stand on its own. I might just modify that slightly to let the bike lean over a few more degrees, and then this thing will be perfect. So overall, this Windhorse F2 has a really sharp step-through frame design, a clever top-loading battery, plus you get the hand-stitched details of those grips and that color-coordinated seat. Power is more than adequate for all the city riding we tried, and those front shocks really help to soak up the bumps. So with my previous experience with the Windhorse e-scooter and now with the Windhorse F2, I can definitely recommend this brand and this particular model. If you're looking for a medium-sized 26-inch e-bike with a step-through frame, I think this F2 would be a great choice.